I want everyone to tell us what they think Taco P's original sin is. That is the question that the show does not give an answer to. And I've thought of so many different like things that it could be. And I've seen online that a lot of people thought the same thing. I want to know if there's anything else out there that's different or anything that's going to make me be like, you know what? You're right. I'll follow you. No questions asked. That's the answer. Like I want like, this is really fun. Like, that's the only good thing out of the show for me right now is that question. What is this little idiot sin? Like, that's what I want to know.
Yeah, because it leads to that ending that's been kind of divisive a little bit. I feel like more people like it than dislike it, but I saw a lot of people disliking and being underwhelmed with the ending.
I can get why people are, split on how they feel about the ending because it seemed a little silly, but it also just makes sense because Taco P had an impact on both of their lives at some.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Most Potato Podcast. My name is Alvin.
I'm Jess.
And today we're going to be talking about really awful kids. Okay, not really awful kids, more like awful parenting that makes awful kids.
Nah, the kids them bad. Yeah. then.
Damn. Guys, we're going to be talking about the latest anime hit to surprise everyone this summer, Taco P's Original Sin. And yeah, it sounds cute and fun, but it's the most dastardly, the most darkest.
It looks cute.
It is the most sinister anime series. It is the most sinister shonen anime series because it's not for like grown adults.
It's for shonen,
like
right?
Yeah, it's geared for like teenagers. And I'm just like, there's so much darkness. There's so much death. Literally so much death.
I mean, I think after what was like episode 2, when we got to episode 2, we were just like, what?
After episode 2, that's when I was all like locked in. I'm like, I'm watching every single week. Guys, if you have not seen Taco P's Original Sin, we are going to be getting into spoilers. We're going to be talking about the whole series, the whole 6-episode journey in detail. If you haven't watched this, we'll just go through like very quick initial thoughts of what we thought of the series overall, and then we'll go into spoilers. But just like a quick overview for people who never watched, I want to make a very vague plot synopsis because the more blind you go into this, the more entertaining it is, I think. So basically, this show deals with 2 children that are dealing with a bullying situation, and a cute space alien that looks like a pink octopus comes to try to save the day and make these 2 kids reconcile with each other. And that's as far as I'll go. Like I said before, it gets really dark. There's a lot of death, and I'm just going to leave it at that. So, Jess, what did you think?
He just wants to fight me. Like, I swear. Like,
I don't want to, but we are going to fight. We are going to battle.
Yeah, no, I was really into it at the beginning, and then I think we got to like episode 4, and then I read the manga. I went online,
and she couldn't wait. She just picked up the manga and read ahead.
I'm terrible with that. Like, I'm really bad. But I read it, and then I was just like, seriously, like.
You were disappointed with the ending, and that made me nervous because I refused to read ahead of time. So.
Okay, but when you got to the end and when you watched it. Did you feel satisfied?
I felt mostly satisfied. It didn't feel like a perfect ending, but I was overall satisfied with the ending. You see that? She's the one that wants to fight. Yeah, I don't even know how I got into this show. Did you tell me to watch?
I was telling you to watch because I kept seeing Taco P's Original Sin. I was like, this is cute. And then people kept going on about it. And the stills that I was seeing looked like a really distressed child. And I was just like, what is this? What is this actually about? And then I was like, hey, we should check this out. And then, I feel like it's hard to get you to like find something to catch your interest.
I'm extremely picky.
Yeah. So I was surprised you sat down and we watched it. The first episode, you were just like, these poor children, I must see what's wrong with them. So you wanted to continue. Then we got to the second episode and you're just like, all right.
That's when I was hooked.
Yeah.
It was so fun. This gives me like a similar experience to Orb, where it's like this slow, quiet little thing, and then suddenly it gains like this fandom. Though I think this is more popular than Orb. I think that has a more wider appeal.
Yeah, heliocentrism's not that easy for everyone to catch on.
But bullying and suicide, that's something we can all relate to.
Damn. Wow, okay.
Overall thoughts on this is a really fantastic series. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's perfect. Like I mentioned, I like the ending. I don't think it sticks the landing perfectly. Mm-hmm. Mainly for like in-world rules that just don't make sense to me. And I guess it's intentional because it's a very short series.
Yeah.
But I just want to know what the fuck Takopi's original sin is, because they never say it in the show.
That is the question.
And all I have is speculation, which...
For everyone who knows, if you know already, if you already watched, so we're just going to be, giving our opinions and talking. I want everyone to tell us what they think Takopi's original sin is. That is the question that the show does not give an answer to. And I've thought of so many different things that it could be. And I've seen online that a lot of people thought the same thing. I want to know if there's anything else out there that's different, or anything that's going to make me be like, you know what, you're right, I'll follow you, no questions asked, that's the answer. This is really fun. That's the only good thing out of the show for me right now, is that question. What is this little idiot sin? That's
Damn.
what I want to know.
Hater energy.
He just... We'll get into why I feel the way I feel about Takopi.
Yeah. But yes, please, folks, leave your comments in the section below. Please leave us all your thoughts on what do you think Takopi's original sin is. And the winner of, the best comment, we'll just make it canon in our minds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be the Lulu for you. Yes.
Yes. So let's get into some spoiler details now. Let's go episode by episode.
Okay.
With episode 1, how did you feel about Takopi overall as a character when he was introduced? I thought it was the most adorable thing ever, and I quickly got sucked up. I at this point, I could easily fall into a cult if it was led by Takopi.
Wow. That's wow. Okay. I thought he was cute for the first 2 or 3 Shizukas, and then I started to get annoyed.
Shizuka-chan.
With Takopi.
Damn.
It's hard because I understand what you're saying when I say I really just don't like how ignorant Takopi is, but it would only make sense that Takopi is that ignorant. But also, Takopi comes from the planet Happy, and he's a Happian.
Yeah. Yes, Happian. I hope they don't got slurs for Happians.
Takopi's goal is to come to Earth and make somebody happy, or people happy. I don't know. But how do you come somewhere and you're an alien, you have a spaceship, you have time traveling, all this stuff.
Happy gadgets.
And you didn't do any research on the place you were going to be landing. I know I'm getting too
no, I think I think that is fair. I think that's a fair critique, because he does do some basic level of research. He said, hey, this is the third planet from the sun called Earth. Humans do things called killing, which means the taking of a life, which that does not occur on my planet. So there is some level of research that I think is done, but not deep enough to go into a planet and be like, let me fix these humans' problems that I can't relate to.
Which kind of annoys me. I don't get it. And it's just why is this planet happy? Whoever's in charge, where it just seems like there's just Mother Happy, and then everybody else is just little kid Takopis, which is just okay, fine. That's your world, that's your thing, whatever you're into. But why are children being sent to a planet to make people happy? I think
we weren't meant to know the why of it. I think that's just the conceit to make the plot go forward with these two children that are having problems. You cannot
question why I'm annoyed with Takopi and. Yes. What would you? Well, you will follow Takopi to the ends of the earth. That's what you said.
Basically,
so.
Yeah, that's how cute he is. Yeah, I don't know. I like the concept because I think it's mostly mainly it's for plot device. What if there was a being that could possibly make your life better? What if its main goal was to make your life easier and be happier with the species you're living with? And I think they chose children specifically because kids are easily moldable. They're in those stages of their life where you could still teach them to be however you want them to be, and their brains are like sponges. They just absorb anything. I think it just makes for easy drama and conflict, which we obviously see in this story. I never felt the personal need to really know why Takopi is going to this planet to make them happy. I just feel like it's their nature. These are these alien beings that just have a totally different way of life compared to us. I don't know. I feel like it's more noble than growing up to do a 9-to-5 job until you die. These aliens are missionaries, I guess, except they're actually trying to do good things. They just don't know what to do because they don't do diligent research on the species that they're going to visit.
I don't want them. Let's continue with the bullying and the violence then, because it's going to be more of the same.
I don't know. I appreciate the attempt, but you're right. There needs to be a lot more research going into human behavior, because we see later on Takopi's actions, they lead to a lot more problems than we realize.
Yeah.
Full spoilers ahead, we see that basically Takopi's existence and his interference low-key is a reason why Shizuka, the main character, ends up killing herself by episode 2.
Yes.
Takopi's not understanding that Shizuka is going through like immense depression, anxiety, bullying, and not understanding how sensitive of a situation that is. And I think Takopi giving her all these like happy gadgets and thinking that is just going to simply fix a really complicated social issue, that I think was like really stupid. But I also like was understanding, because I'm like, Takopi's a fucking kid, alien, going to a human planet dealing with kids. It's like this kid just doesn't know any better.
Okay, but there's a point where Takopi does transform into Shizuka. And Shizuku has to go meet Marina, and she's too scared. She's waiting. And then Takopi's just like, I'll go instead. I can,
so we can talk out our issues.
And we can talk out our issues.
Which that is a great, awesome solution. The problem is humans have a really hard fucking time talking to each other.
That is true.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is Takopi learned that the hard way.
I know. That I was saying to your point.
Yes. So Takopi learns that. And still, you want this ribbon to go hang yourself with, Shizuka? Like I just...
Takopi did not say that. Putting words in Takopi's mouth.
I just, it's really frustrating. I felt like Takopi wasn't... for the side that I was on, to start with the show, I was on Shizuka's side. And I felt from the very beginning that Takopi wasn't on Shizuka's side, which was just, I was frustrated. Yes, Takopi was on her side. Takopi wants to make Shizuka happy. But just the ignorance was not helping anybody, was not helping her. And it felt like I could just feel it getting worse. Things just kept getting worse to the point where where the little girl takes her own life.
Yeah.
So that's my frustration. And I know I'm watching the show and I'm enjoying it. I'm liking it. But I'm also becoming frustrated with Takopi. Takopi's ignorance, and I think inability to learn from being Shizuka for an after school evening and seeing what she's been through, and then still not seeming to grasp it. I think that's where I stop. Like I don't hate Takopi.
It sounds like you do.
I don't hate Takopi. I'm very frustrated and annoyed with Takopi, and I can't say that I would want someone like Takopi in my life. Because it just feels like it's more drama and trauma than it's worth.
Yeah.
But I get the tools, I want to say, the gadgets, whatever have you. I get the mission and what Takopi's trying to do, but things just don't work like that. And by the end of the show, Takopi realizes that, but it's just, I think I hate to see all the hurt that these kids went through, all the pain that they went through, the violence that they've gone through that had to happen because this alien couldn't pick up on that quicker. I mean, either way, these kids are probably going to go. Who knows what would have happened if Takopi never shows up?
I mean, we kind of get that outcome at the end, but it's also like not fully absent of Takopi's presence. It's like Takopi's presence is still there in like memory form.
Yeah.
So I am really curious, like if Takopi never showed up, would these events have played out differently and still had these kids make it out okay? There is like an argument to be made that Takopi's presence really only made things worse for these two kids. I mean, when we got to like episode 2 and it just got to the point where Takopi kills Marina, because he just couldn't find any solutions. He keeps rewinding time and being like, okay, we're gonna avoid all these walking paths so that Shizuka doesn't lose Chappie, the dog, and then she doesn't kill herself. And then you just quickly see that it doesn't matter what these gadgets do. They're not fixing the core issue, which is this Marina girl is a freaking monster to Shizuka.
Yeah.
At least in this perspective. And the fact that it just ended on that cliffhanger of Takopi taking the happy camera to that girl's little head and actually bludgeoning her to death, I was blown away. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And like in that sort of situation, I just felt like if there's no outcome where you can't avoid this girl taking her own life because of this other girl, I don't know, maybe you do gotta like knock a few skulls and protect this girl. Yeah. That's what I felt at first, because we don't get much of Marina's perspective. But at that moment, seeing this girl tormenting Shizuka so much, I'm just like, look, I'm sorry. I know you're a child, but you are a beast. You are a monster. You're literally like wishing death and trying to kill this girl.
There's been times where there's scenes where she's taking a sharp object. Like that was
like
repeated
pencils
multiple times to Shizuka's like face to her eyes, kicking her, slapping her, punching her, all of this stuff, breaking her things, scribbling on her desk, on her bag, all that stuff.
Yeah.
To the point where she also has the one happiness that Shizuka has taken away, Chappie, Shizuka's dog. That like totally broke me. And just how like not there Shizuka was anymore when Chappie was gone.
Yeah.
Like, I felt so bad for her, and I was just like, Marina is just like a freaking demon. Like, she's persistent. Takopi tried, like you said, so many ways to get Shizuka away and out of the situation. Like, maybe if they just don't interact. Yeah. Maybe if she does this, if she goes here. But Marina was gunning for her, basically. Yeah. You know? So it was never going to stop, because then you're trying to help Shizuka, and in a way, Marina needs help herself.
Yeah.
You know, she needs help, not just to not be bullying her, but we'll get into the fact that she also has a troubling life at home. Yeah. And she has her own issues. Does not justify what she's doing to Shizuka at all. Doesn't make any sense. And what she's doing to Shizuka, it's not even Shizuka's fault. Yeah. You know, that she's having the issues she's having at home. That's not her fault. But Shizuka's taking the brunt of it to an extreme extent. Yeah. So this seems like Takopi killing her. It felt like a victory in the moment, but it was wrong. And even when we get Marina's background, I still don't feel bad for Marina, but I understand. Like, I know I feel bad. Like, it's not a good situation for a child at all. Yeah. But I understand why she's doing what she's doing, and I understand it because of the age that she is, at the age that they are, at such a young age. And like you said, they absorb everything. Children, they're moldable, and they don't have a grasp on their emotions and the reason for doing stuff. They'll just do stuff, and they won't really think about it until after the fact, or even after the fact. It's still, and we see that with Shizuka, she does things and it's wrong, and she should really stop and reflect, or maybe like not do things, but she's just so far gone and not understanding because she's hurting so much, she can't see anything else. Right. So that's what I'm understanding, but I still didn't like feel bad for Marina in a sense, in certain instances, but I don't condone anything that happened to her or that's been happening to her that turned her into that. So it's just, I feel like I'm like contradicting myself, because then you're just like, where are their parents? Who's taking care of this kid?
That is the big question in this show. Where are the parents? What are they doing?
And we do see some of the parents, and they're just awful pieces of shit.
Yes, and in various ways.
The whole theme, honestly, of this is like hurt people. I felt that's like the one of the main themes is hurt people, and that's what we see so much with Marina. And then Shizuka, as the story progresses, Shizuka becomes someone that I'm just like, I can't be on her side too. Like, what is wrong with her? Like, why is she doing this?
Once we get into episode 3, there's like a reversal. Like, once we get more information on Marina, it gets more complicated, and then we start seeing Shizuka becoming more very questionable when it comes to like how she treats people, because she rejoices in Marina's death. This is the first time she gets like a huge smile on her face and thanks Takopi for killing Marina, and it's such a disturbing scene. It's just like there's like this bright, happy scene with like bright colors and like uplifting music. Yes. And Takopi is just like,
I really thought everything was, uphill from there. I was just like, all right,
cool.
Like, she got what she deserved, and
that was only going to complicate shit. And I love that. I love that. It's like, oh, this is not the solution. Yeah, there's going to be an even bigger problem. It's just going to keep snowballing into an avalanche. I really liked how in episode 3 we start getting into more of Naoki's perspective, the little boy that's like the class president, because he's kind of like the middle ground here. He's the practical kid that comes around and then sees Marina's body and is just like, what's going on?
I thought we were going to have to pull out another happy gadget. It's just like, oh my God.
Yeah, and the fact that the camera's broken so you can't rewind time to undo this shit, like this is for real.
Yes, because that's what Takopi's been doing this whole time to keep Shizuka alive. Yeah. And now you broke that.
I love how they raised the stakes. I just loved it. Like, it was perfect to have that rewind camera and then realizing, oh shit, I broke the only thing that could undo this.
If the camera didn't break, do you think Takopi would rewind time to bring her back? Because that would make Shizuka unhappy.
Yes, I think eventually Takopi would, because I think he'd quickly realize that this is not the solution, and it would still cause problems. And we see later on that he wants to admit to the crime. Like, he just wants Shizuka to just admit and just deal with the consequences. So I think he probably would, but then rewinding would still just keep them in this like horrible loop of not being able to avoid Shizuka's like ultimate fate.
Yeah.
So even if they were to rewind time, it just wouldn't be a solution. Because again, I think Takopi's presence just complicated everything. At this point, Takopi is just trying to figure out, how do I make things right? Like, how do I fix Shizuka now? Because now Shizuka is like growing into a monster. Like, she's using Naoki as like this boy toy.
Yeah, poor Naoki. He's got his own issues.
You quickly see that she's being manipulative to him.
Yes, much like it's described her mother is. But we hear that from Marina.
Yeah.
And because like you don't really believe Marina with what she's saying, because I feel like she called Shizuka like a slut or something, or
whore, like whore.
She was saying like all these things. I'm just like, what? I'm like, she's just a little sad girl and she's not doing anything.
But then you get context of what context.
I guess her mother, Shizuka's mother, is an escort, and Marina's dad has met with her, and they've gone together, and now Marina's mom is like a total wreck and mess. And Marina's mom she's more than a wreck and a mess. She is just she's the gaslighting, manipulating, just of Marina is terrible. Like, there are lines where she's just like, did I not breastfeed you long enough? Is this why you're the way you are and you're doing this to me? And I'm just like, whoa, lady, you need to chill. So her mom's a mess herself. Her dad's a piece of shit to the mom and doesn't really care about his family or anything like that. So it's really interesting to see why Marina is doing what she's doing to Shizuka. It's really interesting to see how this comes out of these children and then is like put on display in the setting. And with Naoki, his issue with his mom is trying to get her approval, trying to be better than his older brother, who is like scoring 100s on tests. He's good at everything. Like perfectly likable. Like, everything about him so great, and he wants to be like that so that way he can get approval from his mom. Because he mentions one time he only got a hug from his mother once, and he's never been hugged by her again. And I felt so bad. And do you want to tell him about the pancakes? Because that is just... But when I found out those pancakes were trash, I was just like... That
shit was funny.
Yes.
Yeah, the fact that Naoki doesn't even get simple treats as just getting pancakes, which is like a regular breakfast that you can have. Mm-hmm. The fact that only his older brother is allowed to have pancakes because of how good and how successful he is in his mother's eyes. Yeah. That is just like one of the worst like ways to manipulate and abuse a child, with just not making them feel good about themselves. Mm-hmm. And it modifies his behavior to be like this very people-pleasing person. That's why he's so easily manipulated by Shizuka when she asks, hey, can you help cover up the body? Yeah. Can you help me make a plan to go to Tokyo so I can go see my dad, because he apparently has Chappie, which is not even true, because Shizuka's mom is just so absent-minded. We see glimpses of moments with them together, and she just she could not be bothered about losing the dog. And she's just like, yeah, your father probably has the dog. I'm going to go out now. And you just never see her.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, and Naoki really, I had a special place in my heart for him, because he has one tether to like reality with his older brother Junya. We see that Naoki has like this very toxic masculinity thing where he sees his older brother as an opponent, as someone that he has to be better than, which is fostered by his mom. Yes. And he just automatically assumes that he can't go to his brother for anything, for no problems. He doesn't want to ask questions about what he's going through in his own life, because he just assumes my brother's going to belittle me. He's better than me. I don't want to ask him for anything.
And he also doesn't believe that his brother does that either. There's a point where Junya says, I get help from my girlfriend. She helps me like study and to do stuff. Like, I don't do everything on my own. I'm not perfect at everything. I do try hard, but I get help. Yeah. And that's what he comes to Naoki. He's just like, let me help you. Like, I'm here for you.
We had like a lot of flashbacks in like the third episode. And I think in the fourth episode, we get more details about his relationship with his brother. But even when he's trying to steal his brother's ring, I think we get enough details about like his dynamic with his brother, how you just see that his brother's just really chill. And he's just genuinely asking him like, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Like he can sense that something's a little off, but he's also giving Naoki his space because he can tell that Naoki's like being resistant and distant. So for Shizuka to tell this boy to be like, yeah, go steal his ring, after just asking him to cover up a body and just easily being on this manipulative path, I was just like, yeah, you know what? I'm not on Shizuka's side anymore. Yeah. I'm not on any kid's side. If anything, I'm on all the kids' sides. They all need freaking help.
They all need help. But yeah, Shizuka was really... She
got scary real quick.
Yes, that's what it is. She got really just... I couldn't believe it, but then it also made sense because... Yeah. When we get into more details about the next episodes, Marina's very much like her mother in certain things that she does. And there was one point where Junya said that Naoki is like their mother as well. And so who else is Shizuka gonna be like but her mother? I mean, she's barely around, but she's the only one that is really around. And I think whatever it is that Shizuka's mom does with her work, manipulating people, talking to people,
seduction,
all that stuff, that has, I'm guessing that's what's reflected in Shizuka.
Yeah,
you know, that's what she's doing to Naoki. And knowing not everything about his backstory, he does let out some stuff and tell her some things, but she knows enough to be like, oh, he's looking for someone's approval, he's looking to save someone or be the best for someone. Why not let him be the best for me to help cover up all of this stuff and help me get what I want? And I was like, whoa. I was like, Shizuka, what?
Yeah.
I was really surprised by it, but it made sense. Yeah. It really did.
I also really liked in episode 3 that we get Marina's perspective of her home life, but it's not really her. It's Takopi transformed as Marina, which makes it even more painful because Takopi is the one that took her life. So now Takopi has to experience everything that Marina has to go through basically every night whenever her mom has a really bad fit. Whenever there's something going wrong between the parents, whenever the mother's having a fight with the father, and whenever Marina is taking the side of the father, the mother quickly like loses her shit. She genuinely wants somebody on her side. Like it's like a team. It's like us versus them. And the fact that Takopi just like, clearly he doesn't have any context and understanding of the situation that Marina is in. So he's just like gladly saying like, oh yeah, dad, I'll move in with you. That sounds perfectly normal.
I was like, you about to get
And then when Takopi starts experiencing that violence as Marina, it was like the way that it's animated, every time that a parent gets violent with a child, it's haunting, it's horrifying. There's
just something about the movement, and then the art kind of changes, like the way she'd be swinging on Marina.
Gritty, thick outlines of characters and the movements.
Like just looming, like the darkness and the darkness in the eyes. It is just so, oh my God. Like I feel the trauma. That's why I'm just like, what is happening to Marina? Like, I feel really awful. I understand why she is the way that she is. Yeah. But it's just...
And that was like basically her daily experience. And Takopi only got a taste for like one night.
Yeah. And then Takopi keeps saying like, he always ends a sentence with P, and then the mom was just like, stop. She slapped the shit out of Marina because she said that.
Yeah.
And she's like, what is this P thing or whatever? You want to live with your dad? And I was just like, oh my goodness. I think that was like the last day that Takopi was Marina before her body was discovered.
The body was discovered, yeah.
Yeah. So it was crazy because the mom kind of knew. She's just like, you're not Marina, you're not my Marina. And the Marina that she did have was a Marina that she was manipulating into being on her side and staying there. Yeah. So it's like she already knew something was off.
And I love how they kind of end it with Takopi basically apologizing to Marina by looking in the mirror and just crying and being like, I'm so freaking sorry that I killed you. It was one of the most heartbreaking scenes of this series. It genuinely, like, I was like being moved to tears. I'm surprised I didn't cry. Like, it was really just a powerful scene. And that's what I love about this show is it shows you how ignorant Takopi is. And yes, he is very stupid, but there's also different sides to him. You can see how sympathetic and empathetic he can be. The tragedy of it is just like, it's hard for him to grasp these things because not only is he like childlike, he's a completely different species that does not understand this culture of this like human race. And I wish there was more world building to this, because I'm like, why the hell is the mom of this alien creature sending kids out to these planets with no backup, no research, no info, no backup plans? So seeing Takopi having to come to terms with that murder, it was just heartbreaking. I was just like, damn, we're ending it on this episode. How did we feel about Naoki considering going to tell the truth, but then Shizuka continues to change his mind?
I was like, we gotta kill Shizuka. That was my thoughts. We gotta kill Shizuka. Yeah, because what? I said, girl, what?
Because Naoki still hasn't resolved his personal issues with his mom.
Yes.
And how he behaves with like wanting to get attention and approval.
And then now he has these moments where he's like, oh yeah, Shizuka wants him. Shizuka needs him to save her, to help. Shizuka thinks he knows all the answers. He has to be good enough. He has to know the answers. He has to know what to do for Shizuka. And Shizuka's like, yeah, turn yourself in. I'll wait for you. And he's just like, if I don't have anybody, I have Shizuka still. She'll be there when this is all over. He's like, I'll just go to like a juvie for a while, and Shizuka will be there when I'm done. And I'm just
that
like,
was crazy to hear.
I was like, I don't know if it'll work that way, but if you want to try it, fine. Yeah. She gives him the gadget, right? The gadget covered in blood to take, and basically he's going to the police station
with the evidence.
And then he has like this, I guess it was a dream, or it was just his thoughts, where Junior comes up behind him. He's just like, you killed that girl, didn't you? Yeah. And I was just like, wait. I was like, what? And then it was all in his head. Mm-hmm. And then that's when Junior has that plus ultra speech talk with
plus ultra.
Yes, with Naoki, telling him, he's just like, I'm not perfect, I get help, and I want you to be able to talk to me. I'm here for you. And it was a really touching moment, because
that also made me want to cry. I'm a sucker for brotherly love stories.
Yeah, because I'm just like, the mother, honestly, like, she's not physically abusing them.
No, she's emotionally abusive.
She's emotionally abusing this kid. I don't know if Junior really gets that. He doesn't seem like he doesn't seem aware. That. Yeah.
Especially when he's always away from the house. He has work.
Yeah, he got a part-time job, which his mom didn't want him to do. But I'm like, maybe it's because of how she is. That's why he feels the need to do that. Because she's like, you don't need to work. You just need to study, focus on your studies. Yeah. And she always makes a point of being like, you have everything. I give you everything. You just need to study. And,
Oh my God. When Naoki came back with the 67% on his test, and she's just like, here's your damn pancakes. Yeah. I give up. Yeah. You are a failure. You are hurting me right now. You're just trolling me with this grade. So
That's really like, she really said that.
Here are these crusty ass pancakes.
She was just really like, you're acting out. This is you acting out, so just take them. Just take the pancakes. And I was just like,
crazy way to respond to a kid coming with a failing grade.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting down being like, son, what is going on? Are you okay?
Nope.
No, here's pancakes. I quit.
Yeah.
You got what you want.
I mean, I guess I'm not surprised, because when he needed glasses, she's just like, Junior didn't need glasses, but here you go. And I was just like...
And then she makes a comment. She goes, I hope they get your scores up.
Yes! Stop! Oh my God, yes.
What did this boy do to you to make you hate him so much?
He got a 99. That's, yeah. Like, what? Where's the other point?
Yeah, that moment really broke him, and I'm glad that Junior was able to be there for him in that moment.
Yes,
because Junior he noticed that Naoki looked really broken, and that moment where he just said like, I care about you, I want to know about everything that's going on in your life. He goes, I'm your brother.
Yeah, he literally all-mighted him. He's like, I am here. The
animation during that conversation was so beautiful. It was probably the most wholesome scene that you'll ever get in this show.
Yeah,
I love that he had his older brother like by his side, and I was yelling at the screen for like 2 weeks. It's like, Naoki, he's right there, like you could talk to him.
Yeah,
and I'm so glad he got through to him, because he was about to like turn himself in with the evidence of the murder.
Yeah,
and then Naoki tells him, like, man, I gotta confess something to you. And he's just like, sure, man, just tell me. Just tell me.
And I like how it was vague. We don't really know how it went down. I mean, I'm thinking,
because it's not really like the point.
Yeah, because at one point, like later on, I think it was either in that episode or the next one, I thought that Junior took the fault for it, because Naoki mentioned something like, oh yeah, Junior's not going to be able to go to college now, or he might not be able to go to college. So I was just like, did he take fault for it, but then there was also a line from like the people in, you know, the town where they were just like, oh, the kid Naoki went to go confess, but the police didn't really believe him. They think someone else was like, you know, manipulating him and convinced him to do it.
Yeah.
So it was really up in the air, and they kind of never touched back on it. But I still later in the episode, I felt like I was like, I think Naoki's gonna be okay. And that was mostly because he came and broke ties with Shizuka and Takopi.
That was the healthiest thing he could have done.
Yeah, I'm like, he's the only one that got out. Like, I mean, like his mother closed their clinic because she's like a doctor and stuff, and I was just like, there's gonna be a lot of changes, but I felt like
this was the best outcome.
Yes, I feel like they're gonna be able to go in the right direction as a family. He would be able to do that, and I felt hopeful for them.
Yeah.
That was like the small bit of hope that the show could offer me at that point.
Yeah.
You know, so I that's, yeah. Because
the show doesn't pull punches. It tries to give realistic outcomes. It doesn't give like these perfect, happy endings to everybody. Mm-hmm. So the fact that Naoki is able to have this one person in his corner, his older brother, that can help him be stable and move on with his life, even though they're going to be dealing with hardships for a while. I thought that was like the perfect way to close out that arc for Naoki, because it just addresses the fact that people don't come out of this clean. Like, you just assisted in a murder. Like, whether it's truth or rumors, it's going to haunt you, and you're just going to have to live with that. But just as long as you have the support that you need, that's what's important. And I love that it touched on like that importance of like having a healthy masculine role in your life. Not to say that you don't need like a healthy feminine role as well. Like, the mom should have been there to be supportive. But the fact that they had this brother character, I think was intentional, because there's like so many kids and little boys that just, they don't feel like they can connect with their male peers, because a lot of them just compete with each other.
Yeah.
So I love that the older brother was just set up as like just this normal person that genuinely just loves his little brother. I think that was his lifeline. If he didn't have Junya, he really would have gone down a really dark path.
Yeah.
He would have ended up in juvie.
Waiting for Shizuka.
Yeah.
Shizuka goes to Tokyo. She uses the plan that Naoki came up with when they were all planning on going, and she finally makes it to her dad. And here's where I backtrack a little bit. I was starting to feel bad for Shizuka again. I still feel bad 100%, because she meets her dad at his apartment, and two little girls are there. He's holding a baby. I was like, all right, he got another kid. Then another kid coming up talking about, hey, daddy, why is she calling you daddy? And I was just like,
Wild.
Not even that, not just that, this cute little fluffy dog comes running up behind them. Everybody's happy. Everybody's wondering what's going on at the door, as Shizuka is holding Chappie's collar in her hand.
Oh, yeah,
and she's like, Dad, where's Chappie? And when his other daughter says, why is she calling you daddy? He's like, I have no idea. I don't know what. And she's basically like, I was like, what?
Again, this anime is dastardly. It's evil.
It is that was like, I don't know. I feel like that was like the most wicked thing one of the parents did in the show. And they've done so many things. I mean,
not acknowledging your own kid.
Marina's mom is, I feel like maybe she should honestly be the worst of the worst. But in that moment, I felt crumbled and crushed for Shizuka. That one hurt me the most out of like all the parents.
Interesting. Yeah.
And it's just because she traveled all this way. She's going through so much. She's becoming like this person that she shouldn't be, not at this age, and she shouldn't have gone through this stuff. Her mother is MIA, and now she comes to you, not even trying to stay with you, just looking for her dog.
And you're just like, who?
Yeah.
Who, Star-Lord?
I felt so crushed, and I think it hurt the most because I was just like, this little girl has already snapped. And then I was just like, I was like, here, this is where she really snaps.
Yeah. She just becomes a monster. At this point, she has no soul.
Because the scene cuts, she's just in a tunnel with Takopi talking, and she's just like, I don't know. She's like, maybe those little girls ate Chappie. Like, maybe we got to cut them open. Do you have a gadget for that, Takopi? We could look inside their stomachs.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my God, this girl is about to kill this family. And I thought it started to go in that direction because there's a newspaper scene cut where two little girls are missing.
Yes, but then they get returned.
Oh my God, they get returned.
I want like a whole spin-off episode of like what did she do?
I don't want any more episodes from this damn show. I couldn't believe it. I said, I know this girl did not lure these little girls out.
Because she probably took the transformation palette thing to turn into the father and trick them. To do what? I don't know, but I guess at least the kids were safe after all.
Yeah.
They came back home.
I couldn't believe it. I was just like, oh my God, she's really going to hurt these girls and do that. So it's like, it's not even clicking that these are really, I don't know if it's clicking to her that these are her sisters. Mm-hmm. I don't think any of that is clicking. She just wants Chappie back, but then also the hurt and the confusion of her dad not acknowledging her.
Oh, yeah.
That's there too within all of that. So I was relieved when the little girls were returned to the family. Mm-hmm. I just was like, she's like, what is going on, girl?
And to top it off, she just decides to like just take one of the happy gadgets and strike Takopi. And then we don't see the hit, but we instead get like a realization from Takopi that was like, oh, that's right, I was supposed to go back and kill Shizuka.
I was like, this is getting juicy. Like,
yeah, this is where my mind was just getting fucked at this point, because and so far the story is taking place in 2016. Mm-hmm. Now we get like a flash forward, I don't know, to 2022, which is originally where Takopi had first landed, and in his mission was actually to make Marina happy, not Shizuka.
Yes.
And that just blew my mind. I was like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm. It's funny. It starts off the same. He's like in that little park, in the little tunnel thing. And
just like episode 1.
Marina sees him and same thing. He gets attached to her. She's abusing him, calling him stupid and scum or whatever have you. And but they're together.
I really like how at one point, when Marina is spending time with Takopi makes a comment and an observation where he basically is trying to understand how children become parents. Mm-hmm. And he makes an observation about Marina, and he was just basically like, oh, so like, you know, the way that you become a parent is by copying your parents, right? Because you're rough with me the way that your mom is rough with you. And he just says it so matter-of-factly that it just takes Marina like aback. She's like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean? But that one sentence just encapsulates exactly what the problem is with this story is these kids are picking up and mimicking what they see in the house, what they experience in the house. Basically, Takopi is basically coming to an understanding that children learn from modeled behavior. They don't learn from parents telling you what to do and what not to do. Mm-hmm. Like, that's like a supplementary thing. You have to pair that with actually showing the behavior to your child, because otherwise kids are just going to do the opposite of what you tell them. Like, if they see you hitting somebody in order to resolve your problems, they're going to turn out to be a very angry, violent child as well. So I love that Takopi just makes that observation, because I was kind of waiting for that, because that's what we were making the connection to the entire time watching this episode or watching this whole series. Is like, these kids are only this way because of their parents, because of how they treat them. And the end result is just them feeling like, I have to compensate for all the shit I'm going through. So we have to like sort of mimic what they do as well. I felt really bad for Takopi too. I was just like, I hate seeing this cute squishy alien getting like punched and stomped on. Mm-hmm. It just, every time we get to those scenes, I'm just, even if they do it in like a comedic way, I'm just like, don't do that. Don't do that to my octopus. I love octopus or octopi. I think this is the plural. Yes. I think they're really cute sea creatures, even though people think they're like creepy with all the suction cups and shit. But
they're really smart, unlike this one.
Oh my God. The scene where Marina is getting abused by her mom after Naoki ghosts them for dinner.
Yeah, because Marina and Naoki were kind of like dating or something,
or at least Marina was like trying to
and she tells her mom about Naoki, and her mom gets so excited, and I'm just
God, almost as if she has the date with this boy.
So she goes all out and cooks, but on their walk home from school they see Shizuka. That it's really funny how that whole thing works, because I'm like, oh, she looks kind of normal, but you hear other girls gossiping saying, oh yeah, she tried to kill herself, and
the rope broke,
all that, and the rope broke, all this stuff. And I was like, interesting how all this stuff sort of still happens. Mm-hmm. We're in 2022, so this stuff has still sort of made its way. It's in their past. Mm-hmm. Marina was bullying her to the point where maybe it seems like she moved away. I wonder if she moved away with her dad. We don't know. We just know that she is back, and we see that Naoki still seems to
He has feelings for her.
He has feelings for her, and he wants to help her and extend a hand to her, like he probably should have done when they were younger. It seems like he has a bit of a regret.
Yeah,
because they do talk. And the dinner that you mentioned, with Marina and her mom, Takopi's like, "Oh, I'll go get Naoki. Like, let me go bring him." Because her mom's like, "Where is he?" And Takopi's just like, "Yeah, I couldn't. There was
they were talking, and
the person he was with had this scary look on her face, like this." I was just like, whoa, what is that look that Shizuka did have? Did you notice the look?
Yeah, it looked very creepy. It was like she was smiling, but like her eyes look hollow. And again, it looked like the manipulative look that she had in the 2016 timeline.
So she's still like that. Like, it's weird because
she has some sort of grip on him.
Yeah. And I was just like, wow, that's really intense. And for Takopi to feel like, oh, I have to back off and be like, hey, Marina, there's nothing we can do about this. So I don't know what you want to do. That was wild to me. I was like, who is Shizuka? Like, is she just bound to turn out, I don't know, like her mother or some sort of something like that? Like that type of person? Is that just who she was always going to become?
Yeah.
Takopi or no Takopi?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we see that no matter what Marina does, she still feels that Shizuka is the bane of her existence. Because then she has to put up with her mother's abuse when Naoki doesn't show up. And again, it's one of those scenes that's like really haunting because there's a gradual buildup from the mom being like, oh, that's cool, we'll just reschedule for another time, and then just like like her eyes change, her tone changes, she goes Marina. It's like like what's going on? Like why are you not good enough? Like is it the scar that I gave you? Like, I guess I damaged some goods, but that's why I did all this dinner so I could make up for this shit, and it's still not proving to be enough for you, is it?
Yeah, that was just...
And it's just, oh my gosh, she's like the extreme version of Naoki where she wants like some sort of approval as well, like specifically male approval. She really wanted to impress this boy that she thought Marina was dating.
I guess she wants to like set Marina up so that way she could have a better relationship than she currently has or had.
I think that's
with
part
Marina's
of it.
Dad. That's like something that I was seeing because are they still in high school? This
is point, I think this is like because this is 6 years later, so it's 2022. So they're like either middle school or high school.
Yeah, so it's like she wants Marina to meet somebody and have a relationship and have a family, and I'm like they're still in school.
I wonder if she's so fixated on Marina's relationship because she wants to live vicariously through like this one that could be a happy, healthy relationship. Because I feel like she feels like a failure as a mother and as like a parent and as a wife.
Yeah, definitely. As a wife, mostly.
Yeah. And it was like horrifying when she got violent with Marina. Like this is probably the most intimate violence that we've seen so far in the show.
Yeah, because earlier there was a scene where Marina comes home from school and I guess she didn't pick up some liquor for her mom or something like that. And her mom lashes out, breaks a bottle, and points the glass in Marina's face. And Marina's just frozen with fear because that's how she got the scar.
PTSD, yeah.
Yeah, so this scene where her mom flips out because Naoki doesn't come, it is just, we're far beyond that. Like, that woman is intending to kill Marina at this point. That's what it was going to lead to.
Yeah. And the fact that we see the reversal where Marina's the one that had to kill her mom.
In the fence.
Yeah, it was, oh my God, just gruesome. And the way that it was drawn too, like just seeing the mother's face, again, the really harsh outlines, the dark shadings and colorings.
The room's just trashed. Like,
oh my God. I've never seen such a weird combination of like cuteness in the design and also just horrificness. And I think that makes it more powerful than illustrating everything as like a serious like illustration design. If anything, it adds more impact because the childlike drawings just gives like this sense of innocence, and then when you see the violence happen, you feel more of the innocence being taken away from these kids. So when Takopi shows up and sees the carnage, and he just goes, you know what, I'm gonna travel back in time and I'm gonna fix this. And as he's leaving, poor Marina just takes a piece of glass to her neck.
And
I was just like, oh, okay, so more suicide.
Well, it's not funny. I said it. It's funny, but it was a funny scene because she's doing something so terrible and gruesome and sad, and then Takopi's just like, launching
off into a rocket.
I really can't stand him. Oh my God. Yeah.
He was still very cute. I couldn't help it. He was so fucking cute. I'm like, you're so stupid. So we get to the point where Takopi goes back to his home planet and talks with the happy mother, I guess is what she's called. And she mentions that he like breaks like the ultimate rule, and it's never explained what that rule is.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the rule is, and I don't even know if it's meant to be important because they don't bring it up. Because Takopi says like, I'm gonna go back in time so that I can go kill Shizuka, and the mother doesn't understand this plan at all. She's just like, oh, okay, so because you came to that conclusion, I need to wipe away your memories and just factory reset your ass.
Yeah, and I'll send you back in your band.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, is it because Takopi came and said that he was gonna murder this little girl? What was the original sin? Because I thought the original sin, before like really understanding and completing the show and watching everything, I thought it was that he gave Shizuka the reconciliation ribbon in the beginning, you know, so her and Marina could like make up and be friends, because he wasn't understanding what was going on between them, and then she used it unattended and killed herself with it. Mm-hmm. But once we realized that Takopi came here first for Marina, and he's going back in time, like now that there's like a timeline thing going on, and
the order of events swapped. Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, I was like, maybe the original sin is that he said that he was going to murder this girl.
That also can't be it.
That can't be it.
Yeah, because the mother also mentions that Takopi comes back empty-handed. He comes back by himself.
Yeah.
As if that was like a failure as well. So like, are you supposed to be abducting happy people? Like, I don't get it. Is that how these Happians are made?
Yeah, there's like a lot of things that I'm thinking about what the original sin could be. You mentioned that maybe Takopi tried too many times, like reset time too much to try to make Shizuka happy. Mm-hmm. Maybe did the same thing for Marina. Like, what could it have been? Or maybe the fact that Marina's mother was killed and she killed herself too. Mm-hmm. Is that the sin? Like, I don't know, because now there's like a time traveling in a timeline that I'm not quite sure of, and I feel like we don't get the full story. We don't get the full story for any of these three characters, these three kids, fully, or Takopi. So it's just like, what exactly did Takopi do? And not only that, Takopi gets a little aggressive with the happy mother, or Mother Happy. Yeah. And smacks her hand away. It's not really a hand,
a tentacle,
or whatever that was, and slaps her hand away. And she's just like, why are you so like aggressive with me?
And what is killing?
And what? Yeah. And when she said what is killing, so I was just like, okay, so it's not that Takopi killed anybody. It's not that anybody died. But at the beginning of the show, he mentions that, you know, humans have this thing called like violence or killing and murder. And so I'm just like, I need to know what these aliens know. I need to know what they know and what's going on, because I'm so confused. And I think that's my frustration again. My frustration with Takopi, and then my frustration with where Takopi comes from. Mother Happy as well, because why is she saying what is killing? Yeah. You know, but you guys have these rules and you know what humans do and what could happen to humans on Earth. Mm-hmm. So what is the original sin and what is your purpose exactly?
I think it was intentionally designed for us to interpret the original sin however we want, because the happy mother is not going to know anything. Mm-hmm. She doesn't have information on the planet. She doesn't give clear guidelines on what the specific rule is that Takopi broke that really upset her and told her, all right, I got to wipe your brain. Yeah. I feel like I keep coming back to the thing of Takopi failing to understand Shizuka and also Marina. And I think ultimately Takopi's original sin, I think it's the fact that Takopi thought that he could solve these children's problems by giving them gadgets and giving them temporary solutions to happiness, and not fully understanding how complicated of a social problem these kids are in right now. The problem is they don't have adults that are steering them in the right direction. They don't have parents that are reliable. They don't have communities that are backing them up. Naoki literally only has his one brother. If he didn't have him, he'd be slipping as well. And Takopi, as well-meaning and well-intended as he was the whole time, he was never once understanding of the fact that he just had to listen to what these kids were going through. Just listen to them, be their friends, and be their support system. It's like how you have to differentiate when a friend wants to come to you to vent and when they want like solutions to a problem. Like, you got to ask that question, like, okay, I see you're upset. Do you want me to help you come up with a solution, or do you just want to talk?
Yeah.
Takopi never really takes the opportunity to just ask that and do that. I think that's repeated multiple times, because when he has a conversation with Naoki later on where Takopi's really confused as to why Shizuka is both good and bad, Naoki simply says, well, it's because people are both good and bad.
Yeah.
We're capable of both, and you're too stupid to understand that.
Yeah.
And I think the show is doing this meta thing where the characters, all three of these kids, they keep, well, at least Marina and Naoki, they keep making comments about how stupid Takopi is. And I've seen a lot of people, including you, commenting on how stupid Takopi is.
Yeah.
I think the author had that in mind, that, okay, the audience is going to be really frustrated with Takopi. I think the character should also acknowledge that and understand that, especially when it comes down to the very fundamental failure of Takopi trying to make these kids happy. I feel like for me, I keep thinking about it every single day, and I just keep coming back to the fact that it was Takopi thinking that he could just simply wave away these problems by using these happy gadgets, by thinking that he could just kill somebody and then the problem goes away. Like, just not understanding what these people are going through and showing up for them properly. I feel like it's like one of the least exciting like answers and theories as to what his sin is. But that's the answer that I keep coming to.
It's funny, when Takopi slaps away the happy mother's hand, she also says, as Takopi is leaving away, why couldn't you just talk to me? Why don't you just talk to me?
I'm glad you brought that up. I almost forgot about that line.
So she says that, and I mean, I kind of rolled my eyes because I was just like, we're past talking at this point. Like, it's ridiculous. Shouldn't you guys have talked a little bit more? But Takopi's just on a mission, and he's just like, I'm going to press this button, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go back and fix this. But by the time Takopi's already going back to Earth, their memories already getting wiped. So that's why we're getting all of this backstory. It's funny, backstory, but it's the future.
Right.
Of, Marina and how she was the one that Takopi met first. It's really, I'm still going to be questioning the original sin. I do like that theory that you have on like what it could be. I like that one a lot. I mean, I like most of the ones that a lot of people online had really interesting different takes. So maybe that's just what it's supposed to be, is like, we just talk about it. Like, what is the original sin? Like, where did Takopi go wrong?
Yeah.
To start.
What was the initial domino?
Because Takopi just seems, like you said, like this cute little octopus, little alien thing trying to make people happy. Ignorant, doesn't know. Like, how could Takopi possibly hurt anybody?
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's not enough.
Yeah.
That you can see it's not enough. People still got hurt.
And there's no way for one individual to solve such a complex problem other than just showing up and being a support system.
Yeah, a complex problem with complex beings.
And then the scene of Takopi apologizing to Shizuka when they reunite, that was maybe that might be the most emotional, because I really was teary-eyed at that point. That scene where they're just both crying together after Takopi just kept apologizing, like, I'm sorry I didn't listen to you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry
I don't know. I didn't know. I don't know. Like,
I feel like Takopi was saying everything that the parents should have been saying, because a lot of times kids really just do need to hear their parents own up to their mistakes and apologize. Specifically that line that Takopi says where he says, I'm sorry that I don't know anything. I feel like that's something that adults need to get comfortable addressing with their children, because too many parents see themselves as like authoritarian people, and they feel like they have to look like they have all the answers for their kids. But sometimes sometimes parents really slip up and they mess up, and they never once address it with their kids, and that stays with them. I know it stayed with me personally whenever I've been in a situation like that. Yeah. That stays with you for a long time. It really affects their personality and the way that they move in the world. And Takopi just saying, I'm sorry that I just don't know what I'm supposed to know. I feel like that's something that a parent would say if they were apologizing to a kid that they hurt and they just don't understand how to help their child. And seeing them cry together, and then Takopi ultimately sacrificing himself to reuse that camera one more time.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How did you feel about that whole scene?
Good riddance, Takopi.
Wow.
You should have done it from the beginning.
Hater. You are the ultimate hater.
No, I was surprised that Takopi did that, and I was just like, you had this up your sleeve this whole time? Because I'm not like... I'm sorry, I'm not thinking Takopi is gonna be there forever. There's no way. Like, for a while after they cry together and Takopi apologizes, you see the days go by where they're just like together.
Yeah.
That's all she has is Takopi. And when Takopi finally does decide to sacrifice himself, Shizuka is crying. She's teary-eyed. She knows she's going to be alone. Or at least that's what she thinks is going to happen because Takopi's resetting everything.
Yeah.
She's going to go back to how things were when we first basically met her, where she's alone, bullied, and maybe all she has is her dog. But the hope that Takopi has is that things will change. Like after all is said and done, like after everything that's happened, that maybe, I need to remove myself and just hope that I had some sort of impact, which is weird because like, how can you hope to have an impact if you're going back in time to erase everything?
Yeah.
But we see that when Takopi does that, Takopi's still somehow like imprinted on these children's mind. They have memories of something that technically did not happen. Exactly. Yeah. Which is like, it's very strange. It's weird and it seems like silly, but
yeah, because it leads to that ending that's been kind of divisive a little bit. I feel like more people like it than dislike it, but I saw a lot of people disliking and being underwhelmed with the ending of Marina and Shizuka basically finally bonding over this doodle of Takopi on a notebook.
Yeah. I can get why people are, split on how they feel about the ending because it seemed a little silly, but it also just makes sense because Takopi had an impact on both of their lives at some point on this time traveling timeline. It would make sense, I feel like. And if Takopi can regain their memory, from a beating from Shizuka, I don't see why, these two can't take something away from it. Like it's just, and they're kids too, because like at that point, Marina's about to like beat Shizuka's ass for the gazillionth time, and then she sees a doodle on Shizuka's paper, and she's just like, what's that? And then they're looking at it, and then the both of them just start crying and
bonding over how stupid looking it is.
Yeah, and it's
how useless he is.
All the things that Takopi was when they knew him, when they met him, when this whole thing happened. And I can see how it seems silly, but for this it makes sense to me.
I think the more I think about it, the more this ending makes sense when you're dealing with something like children. If you're dealing with like adults, it's way more complicated and harder to have two adults reconcile with each other over like simple commonalities, even though that is like the bridge to start connecting with somebody that you initially have like so much different. With children, again, there's like a simplicity to it. They deal with all these complex emotions and don't know what to do with it. And sometimes a simple outlet as like a shared hobby or a shared interest or a shared commonality that they can both relate to, that could be enough to the start of reconciliation, maybe even a friendship. Because later on we see that they hang out 6 years later. So there is a friendship that is formed there over this stupid little doodle. But they, again, like you said, they have imprints of memories of Takopi that they just don't ever really recollect fully. Yeah. It's like this very subconscious level. And I think the more I think about it, the more I really, really like this ending. I get why people would feel like it's like a bad, very disappointing ending. You were very disappointed when you first read the manga. You were not satisfied.
When I first read it, I was just like, what? That's, I guess, whatever. I don't know. I think it's because I wasn't expecting them to become friends at the end. I felt like that wasn't necessary. I don't feel like that was ever the path for them to go on. I think what I hoped for is that their home lives would get better. Like,
which we see that they don't really.
they don't, because they at the end they're joking about how, your home life is worse than mine, and all. So they're
what about your mom?
I know, they're bonding over that. So I was like, okay, I guess that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have them become friends and bond over their trauma, and maybe they can lean on each other and be better than what's going on in their home lives. That's one outlet, but I think from the beginning I wasn't expecting that. I was just hoping that things would change for Marina and her home life, and things would change for Shizuka, especially because we had the original like story of Takopi meeting Marina first, and how Shizuka did attempt to take her life, but she moves away, then she comes back. I just assumed that maybe things would get better for each character, and that's how the ending would be, but that doesn't change. Just like the parents don't change, it's on the kids to have to
overcome that. Which I think that's the beauty of this ending. Again, there's so many wild things that happen with like the time travel, the alien gadgets. But ultimately, I feel like it's a very grounded, realistic take on a possible optimistic outcome for kids that would be in this situation. Because children do not have the power to get away from abusive homes, unfortunately. Like, they really need adults around them to take them away from that. It's not like they can move out. Like, these are like, now they're like, what, 14 or 15 or something like that? And to see like that contradiction of like, okay, they've become friends, but they're still dealing with these awful at-home issues. I really love like how honest this show is trying to be of like, this is something that happens in real life. We're going to keep that, but we're going to keep at least this little bit of hope for these kids as well, where they actually become friends. I was like kind of iffy on it at first, but then the more I think about it, the more I'm like, you know what? I really like this. I really like that it's a mix of like hopefulness, but also just grim reality. Like, yeah, the problems are still there. They're going to be dealing with this. They're going to be affected by this. And we can only hope that this new friendship between these two girls is going to be enough to pull them out of that. And we see that Naoki has a good life as well. Him not avoiding fights with his brother leads him to getting friends and shit. Yeah. Like, just him being open about his feelings and not being a shut-in and not hiding all these emotions from his peers, that helps him to actually connect with people. And then I think I said earlier in the review that I feel like the ending's not perfect. I think it's perfect in the sense of like the outcome. I just don't like the confusion of like the world building. It's so shaky with like the whole time travel thing, what the rules are with the takopi people. Yeah. Like that's like the one thing that like bugs me. It creates this contradiction of like, okay, I feel like after this whole story, it just feels like if you just remove Takopi from the entire timeline, everyone would have ended up being okay. But then at the same time, because Takopi was there and because there's like these implicit memories, I feel like that's what created this good outcome. Because I was gonna say that. Yeah, if Takopi never showed up, we kind of see in part what happens if Takopi never showed up for Shizuka. Yeah, Takopi showing up for Marina. That affects things for her, you know, and it puts on a different course, and it technically puts Naoki on a different course too. They still kind of turn out how we saw them as younger kids in a way, but now they're a little bit more mature, or they've been through a little bit more. Yeah. But I don't think it would have been good. I think we needed Takopi to be there. I mean, Takopi totally fucked up his mission, and I don't think he was expecting to sacrifice himself or anything like that. But if we didn't have that, then we wouldn't have the ending that we had, and it wouldn't make sense for them to end up just being friends that way. I think this is how it has to be, because Naoki breaks ties from Shizuka and Takopi and that whole thing. And I think like on his parting words, he's just like, you know, I want to fight with my brother more, argue with him more, and you know, have more of an interaction with him, you know, in a, you know, friendly, competitive way, as brothers would. Yeah. And it shows like in the future that's fixed, that's what's going on. That's why Naoki's able to make friends, and you know, he's like, oh yeah, my brother's not very good at video games. I have PS5 or PS4, whatever he said he had. It was a PS4. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like, we definitely needed all this to happen. Do I love it? No. I feel like it's a little messy. It makes sense for the story that was presented. It makes sense for the character of Takopi having been put into this story of what if. It's like Takopi had to like really fuck things up so badly for the reset to really work, for there to be like some sort of imprint. So the ultimate solution was Takopi had to kill himself. That's the suicide that we needed. I guess so. I guess so. So you want to get into ratings? Yeah, man. This show was so freaking good. I can see why a lot of people are talking about this being anime of the year contender. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's some decent shonen anime coming out just in this summer season alone. But I think this might be the best thing I've seen in a while. Like, I think I'm gonna have to give this a strong loaded potato. I'm giving it the most potato just so I can start a war with her. Loaded potato. It's really thoughtful, really thought-provoking, super emotional, really good show that anybody can appreciate. And I think especially parents. The low-key, just watch this by yourself. Do not watch this with your kids unless they're older. And just really let that sink in with you. Like, if you really are prepared to be a parent, like, you need to go all out. You need to be willing to show up for your kid, even if it means you having to own up to your mistakes, you having to just humble yourself because parents are not perfect. And we've seen the worst of the parents in this show. But even regular parents can do some damage if they're not careful about how they behave around their kids, how they talk to their kids. Yeah. Yes, all happiness is born from talking. According to Taco P.
Yeah, not hitting and slashing with glass bottles. Yeah.
So this was a really great show. I did not see this coming at all. I appreciate you putting me onto this. I didn't know what to expect at all.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of like juggling a baked and a loaded potato.
Okay. Those are still good.
I feel like I have to give it a baked potato just because of all the critique and the like hating on Taco P you think I'm doing. But I like how thought-provoking it is, because I did get the manga and I've been flipping through pages and rereading panels and trying to find Takopi's sin, but also just rereading the parts of Marina and Shizuka, Naoki, and I just like I want to like dig up more about them. Like I want to feel more. Yeah. I want to understand them more. But it's funny because it's a very straightforward story.
Yeah,
you get what you get, and then you can only interpret and wonder about these characters, and I wonder so much about their home life. Like what we saw, I'm like, gosh, how long have they been dealing with this? How do they avoid this? Yeah. Like Marina, it's so good. And I think I do like how thought-provoking it is, and how I'm just constantly thinking about it and like hungry for more, even though I'm not gonna get more. Like this is just what it is, and we just have to like hope for the best. And it's just like, why am I hoping for the best for a story that's like done in over 6 episodes? That's it. We time traveled, we went back, we sacrificed, we did everything, and this is where we are, and we just gotta hope for the best now.
Yeah,
you know, that's a good. I haven't come across anything like this in a while.
And that one's a baked potato, not a loaded potato?
I don't know. Maybe, okay, I think I'm going to load the potato up. I'm going to put the loadings of the potato. Yeah, I'm going to. Some
corn and bacon in that bitch.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a loaded potato. I did enjoy it. I just, like some people, the ending, you know, and it's not anybody's fault that Takopi is annoying and frustrating. I think it's good that
he's intentionally designed to be that way.
I think it's good that some people find Takopi frustrating and don't just follow him blindly.
Hey, that's my stupid pink son.
Yeah, I think it is a loaded potato. It's definitely a hidden gem. Like I just wasn't expecting this to turn out to be something that I wanted to talk about, I wanted to think about, and I wanted to pick up the manga even though I just watched it and just, you know, study it.
All right, that's 2 loaded potatoes. I did not manipulate her in any way like Shizuka.
I'm going back.
No. But let us know all your thoughts in the comments below on this show. Give us recommendations for other anime that are similar to this too, because I really want top-notch, top-quality, top-shelf anime.
Solo Leveling.
No.
I love making that joke. Trash.
No.
Trash. Not for you.
You just want to start a war in the comments with these people. Give us all your recommendations on anime that you're watching. And give us, again, like I said, I want all your thoughts on what Takopi's original sin is. What are your interpretations on any part of this series? Thank you guys for watching and tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit notification bells. Share this with your pet alien, your pet dog, your bully, and your space tentacle mom that doesn't understand what killing is. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.